Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Week 13 NFL Pick'em Show. We're joined again by Piccadilly and Drizzle. We'll be recapping the awful Week 12 picks that I did. We were kind of all terrible, but I think I've dropped to sub 500. So we'll recap that real quick. Get into Week 13, recovering from our turkey hangovers, and we'll see if we can get the road to redemption going this week in Week 13. So with that said, let's get the boys in here and we can start talking some football. Gentlemen. Hello. Derek is calling in from a landline from 1980. So that is why it sounds like he is a million miles away.
I got the long cord so I could walk around and pace around in my office while I'm talking to you guys.
Yeah, he actually contacted Alexander Graham Bell and had a special line directly into Discord set up for us.
Awesome.
I'm pretty sure most of where he's at, the lights are still burning whale fat.
What an intro.
Oh, man. All right. That was fun.
Lost my boy to trench foot.
Oh, man. He's got gangrene. He's got to lose a foot.
Oh, no.
All right. How'd you guys feel about your Week 12 picks?
I'll let Derek start.
I mean, not the best. Obviously, I picked Detroit as a meme, fully expecting them to win. But Chicago, they pulled one out. They managed to get more than 16 points that game, so that was a little crazy.
Yeah.
And you know what? It was towards the end, so technically there was a chance that Detroit could have won that. It literally won by a field goal, basically. So I mean, I was close. I almost had that. I think the Dallas upset was crazy. I think we should have expected that because we weren't believers of the coin at the time. But we'll get into that later.
The coin is the truth. Yeah, I don't think it's hard for anybody, I think, to feel good going sub 500, especially me, with a nice 5-10 record there.
Yeah, you had another bad second half of the games.
Yeah, I think
afternoon games.
2 weeks in a row, I've missed every afternoon game. So that's awesome. So essentially, if anybody wants to make money, you just fade me, and you can make millions. That's really kind of where we're at. So any bettors out there, literally just whatever I pick this week, just do the absolute opposite. Yeah, Brad, that is a lot of red. It's all the red. It's 10 reds, in fact.
We are going to do our best to make it all green this week.
Yeah, somebody's picking all 14. That's how it's going this week. I went 5-10. Derek went 7-8. Bryce went 7-8. Derek and I both missed our locks of the week because I let him bait me into picking a meme lock for some reason, because Buffalo was going to be my lock, but this is where we're at. Bryce got his third lock in a row correct, so he is off to a great start since we've started doing locks, and now has a 5-game lead on Derek and a 6-game lead on me. So we need some big comebacks here from all of us, or from
Boys,
Derek
I
and I.
Taste that free sushi. Let me tell you.
Well, if you win this free sushi and I win the Cordell Patterson bet, yes. Do we just wash the sushi bet then? We'll just pay for our own.
I think it just ends up being me paying for everything.
Yeah. All right.
Dude, I was low key last week. He got those first 2 touchdowns, and I was like, just give him the ball again. Just please, in the red zone, give him the ball.
I can't believe he was that, literally a touchdown away from.
I forgot about that bet. I completely forgot that we made that bet. So, you guys reminded me that I'll be getting some sushi.
I want to just surprise it on you, but it didn't work.
It's fine. It's going to happen this week against Tampa. He's getting 6.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into Week 13. All right. Thursday night, Dallas visiting New Orleans. If y'all can see by the pink, there are a lot of road favorites this week. Hi, Derek. I'm so proud of you, my mom.
They're watching us in the other room.
Oh man! All right. Do we have to keep
shout
this?
Out Kim.
Do we have to keep this PG?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay. All right. Dallas visiting New Orleans. Dallas giving 4.5. This one is going to be interesting because supposedly Taysom Hill is healthy again and starting, and Kamara should be back. And this line, I think if you were looking at like future odds, I think New Orleans like 3 weeks ago was actually favored, and it's been like an 8-point swing the other way for Dallas to now be favored. I wish we were picking this tomorrow so we knew for sure if Kamara was going to play. With that said, I think that Dallas is probably angry that they lost that overtime game. They're supposed to get CeeDee Lamb back and maybe Amari, maybe not Amari. I think he's still showing some COVID symptoms. So I don't think he passed COVID protocols because he did. Okay.
As of 7 hours ago, officially activated from the reserve COVID-19 list.
Okay. Well, that's good. So they should be pretty much full strength. Zeke's banged up, but I think Tony Pollard's still pretty good. So just talent wise, I think Dallas probably the better team overall, and I will be picking the boys.
The COVID scares on the Dallas side are kind of pushing me a little towards New Orleans, but I don't think Taysom's good enough to do anything against Dallas's defense. He might move the ball a little bit if Kamara is back, but I am in the same boat as you are, and also taking Dallas.
Yeah, so Taysom Hill. I mean, they're two backups, Trevor Siemian and Taysom Hill. But Taysom Hill can't really throw the ball. It's just going to be a run-heavy game, especially if Kamara is back and playing. And if they do throw the ball, it'll be just out of the backfield to Kamara. And I don't know if he can score 3 touchdowns from Taysom Hill to win the game. So even with Dallas and their COVID scares, I just don't see a way for New Orleans to win this game on short. I guess it's a week. It's been a week, but
yeah, there's good scheduling by the NFL to have them both play Thursday and then play the following Thursday. I don't know if they normally do that for the Thanksgiving games or not, but it's going to work out well for them.
Yeah. But I'm just going to go with Dallas. I just don't believe in New Orleans at the moment.
Yeah, there's about an hour ago, Saints beat writer was saying that they'd expect a fantasy plan B over Kamara. So, and then Ingram came out and said he's ready to take the full load, and that's just a big old joke right now. Because for some reason that was the theme of today, is that like just Jamal Williams is ready to take the full load, and everyone's like, "Can we please stop taking loads?"
That's a lot of loads. So many loads being taken. All right, on to the next one. We have Minnesota visiting Detroit. Minnesota giving 7 after a loss to San Fran, which Bryce and I both thought that Minnesota would get it done and stop the streak. Oh, thank you for the follow. The cheat. What's up, buddy? Detroit looks terrible, even though they should have beat the Bears. Minnesota, though, going to be a heavy favorite in this one. Probably no Dalvin Cook, even though he's day-to-day. Jamal Williams taking every load possible for Detroit. I definitely think, though, Minnesota with Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen and Alexander Mattison being essentially like a 1B backup. Like, I don't even know how much they really lose not having Dalvin Cook. And like they probably only have one loss here over the next few games, and then they're out of the playoff hunt. So like at that point, they'll probably win this week. But like, do you rush Dalvin Cook back, or do you just let him get healthy for next year? So I think just too much talent for Detroit to handle, even though they've been competitive in all their games. I am going with the Vikings.
Yeah, it was he tore his labrum while dislocating his shoulder.
Yeah.
They said it's not season ending, but they're going to rest him a few games to have him healthy for a potential playoff run.
Casey lock of the week. All right, we'll see. We'll see, buddy.
But I am trying to pull up Detroit's schedule, and it's not loading for me. I wanted to say I feel like their defense has, like, obviously they're losing a lot, but I feel like they're not losing games by like monumental scores. So I feel like they'll be able to at least hold the Vikings a little bit on the defense side, but their offense is not going to be able to get anything going, to be honest. So I will also be taking where the spreadsheet go. I'm also going to be taking Minnesota.
So if you think about the games Minnesota's played, they've been in every game, it seems like, very close. And it seems like an 8-point loss is a blowout to them, which is just insane to think about because 8 points isn't really a lot. But that said, Detroit is Detroit. They literally could have beat the Bears. The Bears bared, but Detroit Detroited.
Right.
Yeah, I just coined those phrases just now.
The Bears bared and Detroit
Detroited. Yeah.
As you do.
But I think Minnesota's Kirk Cousins really good on the road for the most part. As long as he doesn't get under the right guard and gets underneath his center, he should win the game.
You know, sometimes you get under the wrong guy. Sometimes it happens to the best of us.
I can't believe he came out and said that.
No, happens to the best of us. Just, you know,
he got underneath the wrong
nothing
guy.
to be ashamed of, buddy. All right. Bryce, would you like to kick off your team's game against Arizona?
I'll do it. I don't
know if you want to.
Yeah. Like I just said, the Bears aren't any good. Even if
exactly, Chief. Who among us hasn't? It just happens.
Will tell you differently that these guys are warriors, which I don't know what that means when you play against Detroit. But what does that mean? You scored 16 points and you barely beat them. Now you're playing the best team in the NFC, or one of the best teams in the NFC. Man, I just want Arizona to hang like 40 on them. So that's all I have to say.
That's the thing, is that I just traded Kyler Murray, so he's going to put up about 6 touchdowns now that he's no longer on my team.
Right.
And he's going to be fully healed. So.
Yeah, right. I'm pretty much in the same boat here. There's not a whole lot to say. I think they had their bye week, Arizona, and hopefully fully healthy Kyler and D-Hop. They should be able to easily handle the Bears, even going to Chicago. This Bears team couldn't muster up enough against the Lions to win convincingly, so I don't see any way they get it done against a better offense and a better defense by a factor of 10? Do you think they're probably 10 times better than Detroit? So I think this is a pretty easy Arizona victory. Also, my God, these spreads this week are massive. Like,
they are.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say it's the fact that like everything is pointing to Arizona winning. That I think this is the upset of the week, is that Chicago is going to somehow pull off a win here.
Yeah, they'll do like the Jags Bills game and win like a 9-6 game somehow.
Yeah.
I'm just so I feel the same way. But I can't pick the Bears anymore. Like I just can't.
Yeah.
I could see it won't be the Bears winning this game. I could see Arizona losing it. Like Kyler and D-Hop come back and they're just rusty, and he throws an interception and fumbles the ball or stuff like that. But there's no way. No way the Bears beat them.
Even if they turn them over a bunch, do they have enough? Like I feel like Kyler could throw 4 picks and Arizona still wins like a 9-6 game, because I just don't think the Bears have the ability to move the ball.
Yeah, he could pull a Lamar and still win the game. I can see it. Yeah.
All right. Tampa going to Atlanta as heavy favorites. Atlanta barely got it done against Jacksonville last week. they probably could have scored more, but probably didn't really need to. But like, I don't think they looked great or anything. Tampa, I mean, playoff Lenny is already in full swing here, I guess, and ran the ball on a very good defense in Indy. And I was actually pretty surprised. Picked Indy last week. That almost went in my favor. Did not.
Close.
It was a close game. It was one of the better games this year, I think, just overall. With that said, Tampa's getting healthier. Chris Godwin in 6 starts against Atlanta has just torched them in every start. Brady has torched them in, I think, 4 starts now, or 3 starts. So 4 if you count the Super Bowl. But I think.
Did you see that Patterson is also trying to play safety too?
No.
Hold on. You keep talking. I'll find it. I'll see what the actual thing was.
I think this is another it's a lot of points. So maybe if you're betting the spread, you take the home divisional dog, and maybe they keep it close. But the game earlier this year wasn't particularly close that they played, and I bet against Tom, and you're not supposed to bet against touchdown Tom last week. I did it anyway. So I'm going to get back with the winning ways here and just take probably an easy pick of Tampa.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I feel like I'm trying to find the post. I think it may have been deleted. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, apparently he wants to also be thrown on as like a safety and also be on defense. And I feel like that might be stretching it a little bit. He's a really good running back, also good at being a receiver when he needs to be.
Cordell Patterson's just the Shohei Ohtani of football.
I guess, yeah.
Plays every position. We get him on special teams too.
That's hard to do, right? Is like if you're trying to do both defense and offense, he's going to be tired, and I don't think he'll be as useful against Tampa's defense because they were really good at stopping the Cowboys' run game. So I will also not be betting against Tampa Tom and going Tampa Bay.
Smart.
So normally we talk about Tampa Bay, but I think Brady's had his shine for a long time, maybe too long to some people. Let's talk about Cordero Patterson real quick. He's reinventing himself after in his first couple of years he was mainly a wide receiver and a punt returner and kick returner, and now he's just doing everything. And Atlanta's using him correctly. Unfortunately, they didn't do that in Chicago.
I was gonna say, wasn't he on the Bears?
He was.
Yeah, people were upset when they didn't re-sign him. But I found what you were talking about, Derek, and he is listed as the backup safety.
Right,
so if one of the 2 starters goes down, he's going to play defense.
That's insane.
He also said he wants to catch an interception. And who better to catch an interception against than Tom Brady?
And the top comment on that thread was, he's the real Taysom Hill. Can't wait for him to throw a touchdown. So he might also be third string quarterback at this rate.
Passing, rushing, receiving, and a pick 6 all in the same game.
How many points would that be? How many points is an interception in fantasy?
I don't think individual players get it in fantasy unless you have IDP. Okay. And so it would just go to the Atlanta defense.
Yeah.
So
it'd only be 3.
I'm kind of struggling here. I know Tampa Bay's better than Atlanta, but I'd love to see just a Cordero Patterson game where he
just a blow up game.
Yeah, just
there's also the fact that he's still listed as a backup to Mike Davis. Like Mike Davis still has out snapping him. Like he's getting more snaps, but Patterson's just running
from the running back standpoint, or like just in general snaps.
Just in general.
He's playing. That's insane.
Yeah,
that is insane.
Man, I really want to take the upset here. I don't think I can do it though. I'm gonna go Tampa Bay.
Take it and make it the lock of the week, Bryce. Feel it like I did with Detroit.
I have more confidence in Tampa or in Atlanta than I do Detroit, though. So, but they're playing Tampa Bay.
I mean, it's easier to have more confidence in Detroit last week when they're playing the Bears.
Yeah.
All right.
Like if it wasn't Tampa Bay, then it would probably be an easy Falcons pick, but
it is Tampa.
It's Tampa.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, Atlanta's just not good. Their defense is literal dog shit.
Even more reason why he wants to play safety.
Right. That's probably
like,
why they need him
so
to.
Good.
All right. Indy going to Houston. Like we just talked about, Indy played that tough game against the Bucks. Maybe could have won, but Carson Wentz just turned it over too many times. And for some reason, Frank Reich didn't want to give Jonathan Taylor the ball until the last drive of the game. I know Tampa's defense is tough, but like you should be giving your best player the ball more. Houston coming off an embarrassing loss to the Jets. I don't know how else you can cut that. Like there's no reason you should have lost to any iteration of the Jets, no matter who the quarterback is. So I think Indy kind of proved that they can hang with the big boys a little bit, which is probably what they were looking for. Massive Vegas favorites. Houston's terrible. Tyrod is going to start, but honestly, I don't think that it matters. So it is a divisional game, so weird shit can happen, but I think Frank Reich knows what he did wrong, and they just get a steady dose of Jonathan Taylor going here, control the clock, and probably win big over Houston.
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing. We did the same thing in Week 11, right? We were heavily favored towards Tennessee winning that game, and then Houston won. So that kind of like scares me a little bit to be like, yeah, Indy's gonna handle this no problem. Like it makes sense that Houston was able to beat Tennessee and then they lose to the Jets and then somehow they come out here and they beat Indy.
We did talk about though how Tennessee was ripe to lose because of all the injuries and how bad they've been playing, and their defense was bailing them out. We just didn't think it'd be against Houston.
Yeah. I feel like with that and with everything, like I'm taking Indy. Like I part of me really wants to take Houston, but I feel like it's gonna just be a wash game for Indy. They'll probably like go up big in like the first half and then just coast in the second half.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm never taking Houston again, so Indianapolis, thank you.
I mean, that's probably for the best. They probably don't win another game the rest of the year. Like the Jets were their best chance to get another victory, I feel like. So also, I don't know why at this point they're not putting Davis Mills back in just to continue to see what they've got with him. Like, what do you gain from starting Tyrod? Like, you're not making the playoffs. Winning doesn't help you. It just hurts you. So you have a better chance to win with Tyrod than you do with Davis Mills right now. You might as well just give the rookie some snaps.
See, we think alike. I feel the same way. But these like head coaches or GMs are like, well, he's the veteran or something like that, you know? And it's like, why don't you see what you got with these rookies? So then you can, if he is good or decent, you can maybe build around him or maybe send him for a draft pick somewhere else. You never know.
Well, like I understand why like San Fran isn't starting Trey Lance because they're in the thick of the playoff hunt. Jimmy G probably gives him a better chance to win. You let Trey Lance sit and learn, and you know, because he's a raw talent, right? It's not like he was NFL ready like a Mac Jones was.
Right.
So it makes sense, but like if San Fran was 3-11 or 3 what week were we in 13, if they were 3-10, you would probably want them to go to Lance and just let him get reps and get starts and learn,
Yeah, that's exactly what they did with Jimmy. Like it was like the last 4-5 games, Jimmy went out, like I think it was like his record was like 4-1. And then, just downhill from there because he couldn't stay healthy. But
so I don't know what Houston's thinking.
We'll talk about that more when we get down to game. So
all right, Philly going to the Jets. Philly coming off a really bad showing against the Giants, which I guess we all should have seen coming. Home Giants team plays Philly tough generally, and that was just a disgustingly bad game. The Jets riding high after beating, the amazing Houston Texans. Did this game I have no interest in watching. I'm not going to trust the Jets, so I think we're going to go Birds again and go Philly here, and another probably lopsided game.
Yeah, because you got like Jalen's slightly injured, like he's aggravated his foot or something, whatever the issue is. So we could have just a terrible Eagles game, but it's still the Jets. So I gotta go Birds.
Go Birds.
But I mean, it's like he said, it's not really a game that I want to watch. I'm gonna watch it because what else? What else am I gonna do? But it's gonna be just a bad game, I think, to watch.
I just don't know what they were doing last week against the Giants. I imagine they thought, oh, the Giants are bad. Let's try and get the passing game going, and they abandoned the run game for the most part. So
Miles
I
Sanders,
don't know what they were doing.
Miles Sanders did get hurt. Not that he's really shown much except a couple big plays over the years. Like, they have either used him completely wrong or he just really isn't that talented. So, I mean, I don't know if that was the reason that they kind of went away from the run. I think Jalen Hurts still ran for like 66 yards. So whatever injury that did happen, I guess didn't really affect him in that game too much. But like, how do you not target Dallas Goedert more than 2 times? And like, Devonta Smith is better than all the Giants corners. So I just don't, to your point, like what were they doing?
I think they just got a big head.
What up, Zach? I wasn't on at all yesterday. I was my back was hurting.
And then back to your guys'
doing
point,
well.
The Jets, Philly's playing at MetLife Stadium 2 weeks in a row. Giants and then the Jets. I think they'll feel a little bit more at home. So I think Philly will win. I don't know by how much, but they're gonna pull it out.
All right, the Chargers visiting Cincy. I have been the number one Cincinnati Bengals slanderer for weeks now. I've also been a Chargers slanderer for many weeks, so I just don't like either team, but I think it's time that I get on board with the Bengals. The Chargers are still the worst run defense in the league, and Joe Mixon is getting fed, absolutely fed. So
I'm so glad that I don't have to play against Joe Mixon. Like I played him like week 1, and then I haven't had to deal with it because he's just been going off.
Yeah, Zach Taylor finally realized that Joe Mixon is a weapon, and they are absolutely feeding him. I don't see really. I mean, there's obviously a path for the Chargers to win, and that would require probably Joe Burrow making some bad decisions, and they do have a good pass defense, so you turn him over a couple times and kind of control the clock. But since he's D's playing good, I don't see them being able to stop Joe Mixon again. So I will be taking Cincinnati.
Yeah, keep it short. I'm also taking Cincy. I don't think the Chargers haven't figured it out yet. I also haven't figured out the Chargers. Also haven't figured out Cincinnati, right? Like every time I don't pick Cincinnati, they win. When I pick Cincinnati, they lose. So they're probably going to lose this week because we're picking them, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Yep.
So for me, I've been more with Cincinnati than you two. And I've also think the Chargers are better than they've shown, but they'll have a good game that makes you think they're a Super Bowl contender or at least gonna contend in a division, and then they play like they did against Denver last week, and they don't look like a good team. I think
I'll check it out,
Cincinnati
Zach, here in a second once we're done with this.
Push Baltimore in their division. I almost want to just pick the Chargers in case they do win, so I get the win up on you guys. But I'm not doing it.
Oh.
It's better to be right than different, you know?
Yeah.
Well, as of right now, we're all picking the same thing. So we have had 0 dissenters so far. So maybe this is the week all 3 of us go 14-0 and just pick everything right? That's how that's going to go down, of course.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I think you're going to pick the Giants here. So
All these very obvious choices that are happening. Yeah, we get to talk
I
about
think
my
that's what makes
Giants.
it scary.
Going to Miami. Miami's D has been playing lights out for the last 4 weeks here. Daniel Jones dealing with a neck injury. Saw that Mike Glennon was announced the starter, then saw that Daniel Jones is going to try to work through the neck injury and start. And they signed Jake Fromm off Buffalo's practice squad. So maybe the Jake Fromm era is going to start in New York soon. I don't think that bodes well for how healthy Daniel Jones actually is. And he's clearly not the answer going forward. So it's better if the Giants lose. They just can't score. So I don't think that's a recipe for them getting a victory here in Miami. Oh God, Mel just joined and it's going to mess up all of the things for the video.
Damn it, Mel.
Okay, we're good. It lined back up. So I'm gonna go with Miami here. At home, I just think that the Giants won't have enough, especially if Daniel Jones doesn't start, which I don't think he will. So Dolphins for
I
me.
think this is another big game for Waddle. I think he's about to, he's going to eat up again and get a bunch of touchdowns. Thankfully, don't have to play against him, so I'm rooting for him. But I think the guy who has him didn't play him last week, so he put up like 32 points on his bench and then lost that game. So that was quite funny. But what can you do? It's fantasy football.
Yeah.
So Miami's been playing well. The Giants are somehow still in the playoff hunt. And I think that's going to end pretty quickly for them. So I'm taking Miami.
Yep.
I do have something I forgot to mention for the Tampa Bay and Atlanta game. It was in 7 quarters without Patterson, the Falcons offense scored 0 points, and in their first 3 quarters with him, they scored 21.
Oh my God.
And then we also had, based off of photos on his Instagram, Antonio Brown is using a hyperbaric chamber to try and accelerate his recovery from whatever his ankle heel injury was.
Nice. I have heard that a bunch of players have those in their like houses and stuff to do recovery with. I would totally go in one.
Just, have a big old egg in your house. Why not?
Yeah. It's like a space capsule.
Mhm.
All right. Washington going to Vegas. Vegas, a slight favorite, maybe because they beat the Cowboys. The Vegas, the betting books thinks that Vegas is better than they are. Washington's actually been playing sneaky good recently. I know I picked against them. I really thought that Russ was gonna finally bounce back, and they had a good wide receiver corner matchup, and Russ just sucks. So Washington now, a couple weeks in a row, has been looking okay. They beat Tampa, they beat Carolina, and then they beat Seattle. I think it took a lot for Vegas to get that win. They're going to be riding high. I'm going to pick the football team to go into Vegas and get another upset victory and wins that they should not be getting but continue to get.
You know what? That's our first dissension, I think, because I'm all in on the coin. However, there's a new competitor, a new little. It's that on the Washington football team subreddit, there was a dude during the bye week that said if they lose again, he's going to delete his account, and they haven't lost since. They're 3-0 since he made that post, but the coin is 11-0. Or 12-0, sorry. So I'm going with the coin, and I'm taking Vegas this week. I have full trust in the coin now.
Full coin trust.
Usually after the Raiders have a game like that, they usually lay an egg. And I think Washington goes into Vegas and gets the W. And the coin becomes wrong.
It's about time.
That'd be something.
Fuck the coin.
Put that coin back in its place.
Put it back in your pocket.
All right, our first dissension pick. I like it. I'm glad I'm siding with Bryce since he's been having a good year this year, so that bodes well for me, I think.
I'm not even a Raiders fan, but I will get a tattoo of the coin if they prove this one right.
Do we know what kind of coin it is?
Somebody clip it. He's getting a tattoo of the coin.
Just a big old back tattoo.
Yo, Daly, what's going on? How are you? Thanks for tuning in and watching the YouTube. I appreciate it.
No, it was like a
the Legend of Taylor Heineke.
It was like digital, like he did like a coin flip online thing. The whole thing is that like he took the Vegas odds from the very beginning of the season, converted them into percentage points. There's a site where you can like weigh a coin based off these percentage points, and then did a flip on those so that the coin, like they were weighted coins towards the odds of what the games were, and it's been right. 11-0.
So it's not an actual 50-50 coin flip.
Oh, that would have made it even better.
That
was just like some dude flipping a coin in front of his monitor or something.
That's like there's another one with like a dog that pushes a ball down the steps and it lands in a bucket with the team, and that was right for like 5 weeks in a row. All right, on to our next one. Baltimore visiting Pittsburgh. Baltimore somehow pulled a win out of their ass, and apparently Lamar can just turn the ball over 4 times and they can still win. So
how do you go 4 interceptions and still win the game? It doesn't make sense.
And Pittsburgh, my heavy betting favorite, getting 4.5 against Cincy. I even teased them up to 10.5 in a couple spots, and it didn't matter. They just look like a disaster. Ben sucks. Some of the fan base is calling for Mason Rudolph to start, but like he also he sucks too. Like I feel like Ben is still a better option than Mason Rudolph.
Even if he can't walk, straight. Mason's bad.
This again though, this is like a prime spot for Pittsburgh and Mike Tomlin to rally the troops, and they put up a good showing at home and whatnot. But even with them healthy, defensively, or at least guys coming back and playing, I don't know if like TJ Watt and Minka were actually fully healthy, but like it didn't matter since he just steamrolled them. So I think that Baltimore and Lamar get back to their like actual dominant ways. Hopefully we start seeing Rashad Bateman break out a little bit, because we should be seeing that. But I will be taking the Ravens here going into Pittsburgh and getting a win.
I'm taking Baltimore also, but since they're on their bye this week, I'll have to squeeze this in. So we know how OBJ's dad was just talking mad shit about Baker Mayfield. Apparently Kareem Hunt's dad is also now talking mad shit about him.
I saw that
on Facebook and was like, saying he's too scared to throw the ball. So I feel like Mayfield is getting up to some shenanigans outside of football that all the dads are now mad at him.
And, it's just such a weird situation, right? Like
it really is.
Plus he's like super hurt. Like he's not healthy. And I mean, he's still out there gritting it out and trying to get it done, but apparently he's just rubbing all of his teammates the wrong way. So
that's the weird thing for me. He's hurt. They know he's playing through stuff. He gives you a better chance than whoever their backup is.
It's Case Keenum.
Yeah, exactly. And these 2 dudes and their dads are shitting on them. Like, how about you go out there and play with a torn labrum or like a bad knee? Like, I just don't understand where that's coming from. I think they're just mad that they're not winning because they think they're supposed to win. So, but with all that said, I'm just gonna go with Baltimore.
Yeah, I think you have a team in Cleveland who maybe overperformed and then became like the darlings of the public, and they were a hot like Super Bowl bet this year, and people were really high after watching their defense perform well and what they did last year, and like they should have won a couple 2 more games in the playoffs than they did, or 1 more game. So they just looked really good last year, and they have been a disappointment this year. So it's probably just frustration boiling over. But yeah, we're back in lockstep, all Baltimore. We're either gonna go like 16-0 or we're all gonna go 0-16 this week. Like it feels like such an easy week to pick, and it's just like those always scare me.
Yeah, it's just nerve-wracking, right? Like, it's like these games all make sense. You look at them like, oh yeah, no, there's no way this team wins and it's gonna come out. They're gonna just blow everybody out, you know?
Yeah. Also with Pittsburgh, like if I'm them, I might shut Najee down. Like, you're not good. You need to be good next year and figure out your quarterback situation, whether that's Russ or maybe they bring in like Fitzpatrick, or, you know, get a veteran in there, since they're probably not going to have very good draft position. But like, you probably want to shut Najee down then if you're not going anywhere this year, and you're just going to get him hurt or overused or whatnot. So I wouldn't be surprised too if you start seeing that. Maybe start this game, especially if they go down early. They start not using him, which gives them even less of a chance to win. On to our next one. Jacksonville visiting LA. This is right now the biggest Vegas spread of the week. The Rams coming off of an interesting game against Green Bay, which we all picked the Rams for some odd reason. I don't know why we bet against Aaron Rodgers at home, but we all did.
I'll give you a little hint.
He had COVID toe.
Oh no, because I'm a Bears fan.
Yeah, bet with your mind, not your heart.
No,
I also thought the Rams were better than.
I did too. I thought they were going to be a lot better coming off their bye week, but I don't think there's a lot to talk about with this one for me personally. I think Jacksonville doesn't pull a Bills game here and win some weirdo close game. I think the Rams pretty easily stomp, even if Darrell Henderson can't go and it's Sony Michel. It's not like Jacksonville can really keep up offensively with them, and maybe Jonathan Allen can put some pressure on Stafford, which has clearly shown to affect him, and he's also not 100%. But even still, I think that LA is the much better team no matter what happens. So I think LA gets the win.
I mean, they're on a 3-game losing streak right now, so it only makes sense that this game's going to be won by a field goal, and it's going to be like 3-0 Jags or something.
I hope not.
I mean, the Rams, like, they started off really slow against Green Bay. They kind of held their own towards the end. They at least put up a fight, but Green Bay was able to just stay ahead of them the whole time. I don't see them having this issue with Jacksonville, but again, it could just be another Bills situation where both teams just look complete garbage because you spend all this money to make a super team, and yet they're not a super team at the moment. So
they tweeted out that picture from Rounders with John Malkovich saying like I'm all in, and since they've made that tweet, they haven't won. So
no, they pulled the Giants.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's the boat picture. Yeah, it's the boat picture.
Oh, you know what? All right, so I got a question for you guys. So Matthew Stafford, the last 3 games, has thrown a pick 6. Nobody's ever done that. I think someone has, but it was like decades ago.
Okay.
You think Jacksonville covers, or?
I think the smart money would be to just take them to cover 13. That's such a massive number in the NFL.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying that, or Stafford throws another pick 6. 4 weeks in a row.
That's I don't know. Like he's better than that, obviously. And if you look at pre-injury than post-injury, like he's obviously been worse. But like if he can get healthy and the shoulder's not bothering him, then I don't think Jacksonville has the defensive talent to make plays like that. Unless some like, freak tip at the line type pick happens, but I would not bet for another pick 6.
All right. So after you told me that, I'm doing this.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
That's shocking.
That'll be huge.
I mean, full fade me. That's the way you win, clearly. So Just fade anything that I say.
I have a decent lead right now. I can manage losing there.
It's true. It's true.
But if they pull that off, you guys are gonna be upset. And just like the rest of the league, they'll be upset too.
I fully expect you then to put a money line bet on them, just by no parlay or anything with it, because I think they're plus 475.
Oh, well, that's pretty bad.
I'm sorry, they're plus 490. So you should be making.
Think it goes up or goes down? It'd probably go up, right?
I mean, I don't think there's many people making Jags bets, so it's not going to go down. That's for sure. It would only go up. I mean, unless if it starts getting into like plus 500, plus 600, then the value just becomes probably too big to pass up. But at 4, I mean, I bet Vegas last week at plus 270, and that was massive. You're getting plus 490 here. Like
on DraftKings, it's plus 500.
DK, okay, yeah. So FanDuel has it at plus 490. So,
I guess what? Should I have a free $10 bet?
You should put it on the Jags then.
Just put that on Jacksonville. Like what?
Yep,
it's free money.
I did it just now. Live.
Right. Market live bet on Jacksonville money line to win. All right. Right. Well, now I kind of want Jacksonville to win because I want you to hit your bet.
Yeah. Right.
All right. San Fran going to Seattle. Derek, take it away since this is your team.
Okay. This is a divisional game. Listen, Seattle looks awful, and they've looked awful for like weeks. Russ doesn't want to be there anymore. Like you can tell he's just done. But it's a divisional game, and for some reason, anytime they play us, it's like they're a completely different team. Russ is going to drop 6 touchdowns. It's going to be nuts. However, here's the thing. I know that a lot of people are saying like Debo's gone for the next 2 weeks or whatever, and that might be a problem. I think that's a bit of an overreaction because the Niners have been spreading the ball around more over the last few games. You know, they've got Ayuk, Kittle, Juwan, Juszczyk, and Mitchell. And Mitchell's been looking really good for a rookie. And they've just been, the way that they're moving the ball, I don't think that this will be one of those games where like somehow Russ has some Russ magic and they blow out the Niners. Fact I had was the average time of possession for the Seahawks over their last 3 weeks is just 19 minutes. And they face the ultimate ball hogs in the 49ers on Sunday. Like the possession time for the Niners is almost like triple that. So this could all be for naught. Like it could just be like Jimmy throws a pick 6 every pass he throws. Like it could be insane.
That'd be insane.
But I genuinely feel like this is just like another easy win for San Francisco. And I'm going to keep the streak alive of them being undefeated for the rest of the season since they came off their bye.
They're streaking. Bryce?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Seattle just looked abysmal. Like they're at least offensively, they have a lot of talent. I know Chris Carson is out and Alex Collins is not a starter by any means, but Russell Wilson, DK, Lockett, even their tight ends are feasible. Their defense is hit or miss. They just seem to, anytime they throw, they play anybody good or have good wide receivers, they play bad. So, unfortunately, I think San Fran's streak is going to continue. I don't want to say that. I don't want Derek to get that.
What do you mean, unfortunately?
But, yeah, I'm going San Fran.
Yeah.
Was it DK didn't get targeted until like the last 2 minutes of the game, and he only got 2 targets the entire game.
He caught his first pass with like 1:08 left in the game. Yeah. And he got targeted with like 4 minutes left in the fourth. It was miserable as a DK Metcalf stockholder in fantasy. Yeah, Russ, clearly that finger is not healed because he is sailing balls, like, which
Yeah.
is not,
Oh, that's awful.
yeah, which is not Russ like. And 3rd and 1 early in that game, and they run a pitch play to Alex Collins that everybody could see coming, is just the most Pete Carroll thing of all Pete Carroll things. Like, he needs to go. It's not even that, like, the offense is broken. The new offensive coordinator, Russ, handpicked, but like, clearly Pete Carroll has a hand in what's happening because they shouldn't be as run heavy as they are without Carson. Like, Alex Collins and Travis Homer and DJ Dallas, like, none of these guys are good. They, Rashad Penny's a bust, and you should be getting DK involved and Tyler Lockett involved.
They just signed AP to the practice squad.
They did. So, I saw he was visiting today. So,
he visited and then got signed to the practice squad. And someone's like, "Oh, we've seen this before. It's that he gets signed to the practice squad and then gets signed to the regular squad and then gets waived."
Yeah. I mean, everything, like, past couple weeks have screamed just like Seattle bounce back and Russ bounce back, but it just hasn't happened. And until it happens, like, I feel like I can't pick them anymore. Like, I want to, but San Fran has actually been better on the road than they have been at home. So I will be taking San Fran as well here, as much as it pains me to do that as well.
There was a stat shown towards the end of the game, and I'm trying to remember the exact number. I think it was like the Seahawks had 7 straight 3-and-outs. It was either 7 or 8. I can't remember the exact number.
It was 5.
Was it 5? Oh,
yeah.
I mean, still 5 straight 3-and-outs. Like, they were just not. It took them almost an entire quarter of not getting a first down. Like, it was ridiculous.
Yep. Yeah, they are just that offense is completely broken. Like, I would much rather watch the Bears offense than watch Seattle's offense. That's how broken it is. So, yeah. Also, I didn't highlight my overs and unders because I really didn't have a good feel for much this week, but I would be hammering the under in this game. Because even if Seattle, or even if San Fran puts up 30, like, I don't know if Seattle has 2 touchdowns in them. Like, it's that bad. So
San Fran plays super conservative too. Like, if they go up like 2 touchdowns, then Trey Lance is playing the rest of the game. Jimmy's going to be out. They're going to be, mostly run plays, probably field goals most of the time. So I would also probably take the under.
Yep.
Because, like, if they get ahead in any way, then they're just going to put it all in the defense to just hold Seattle to nothing.
All right. On to our Sunday night game. Denver, who just absolutely smoked the Chargers, going into KC, who has looked better. They got a win against Dallas and they destroyed the Raiders. So maybe they're starting to get right a little bit. Heavy favorites for KC here, divisional game. I don't think that they're back, and I don't think they don't look like they did last year still. But Teddy's banged up, and if they have to play Drew Lock, like, this spread will jump to, I don't know if there's a high enough number if Drew Lock plays, to be honest. 21. Like, Drew Lock is absolutely awful. At least Teddy can keep them in games. KC's defense has been playing better. So I don't know if Denver can control the clock with their run game, which looked really good against the Chargers. But again, Chargers are the worst run defense in the league. So it's in KC. I think that the Chiefs, maybe not as high scoring a game as maybe it would be last year, but I will be going with the Chiefs. What's up, Blimpo?
I mean, for me, I traded Kyler from Mahomes so I could do with another 5-touchdown game out of him. I think they play Vegas next week, so there's a chance he might do it again against them. Again, it's weird. Like, you watch the KC games and they don't look like they're playing well, but they're still somehow winning. It doesn't make any sense. So
I just haven't shaved.
I think that's the only reason
lazy.
I'm not picking against KC. Is because it's similar to Tampa Tom, where it's like you can never bet against Tampa Tom. I feel like I can never bet against KC because, like, somehow they're still going to win the game, even if Mahomes throws like 5 interceptions.
Well, if Mahomes throws 5 picks, there's no shot that KC wins this game. Denver can run the ball enough. I think that they can maybe capitalize on that.
Yeah.
I mean, Baltimore threw 4 and still won, so it could happen.
It was the Browns.
It's Denver.
Yeah, I was going to say it's Denver. So, an interesting thing to keep an eye on for the following weeks. Denver goes in and blows out Dallas, and then comes back and gets blown out by Philly, and then they blew out the Chargers. I don't. There's no way. I think it's just gonna keep flip flopping like that the rest of the season for them for the most part. I see Kansas City covering, and I don't see Denver maybe scoring 13 points this game. And I think it's gonna be like a 31-13 game. So I'm taking KC. Pretty easy.
All right, lockstep again. We only have a couple deviations. The Vegas pick for Derek, and then the wild Jacksonville pick for Bryce. Other than that, yeah, we are all in line this week. I think it just, like we kind of talked about earlier, like it's just due to some heavy favorites this week. And it makes it, I guess, easier to pick, but I guess scarier at the same time, because these are the weeks that like you get weirdo massive upsets, or what is considered massive upsets.
The only game, obviously Jacksonville, I mean, I'm going on a limb here, but the only other game I could see us losing is the Chargers. I could see them winning that game.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of would put that in this Denver KC game too, just because it's like any divisional games like this, and Denver can run the ball. So that's always scary. Like if Mahomes does throw a couple picks and then Denver can control the clock or get some short fields, like that's really the only way that I see that happening. But yeah, for the rest of these games, I just don't see a path for a lot of these other teams to win. Maybe Vegas against Washington. But yeah, I think it's pretty clear-cut week, which means it's not a clear-cut week, but it's a pretty clear-cut week.
Yeah.
All right, our Monday night game in what could also be the AFC Championship preview. New England going into Buffalo. Buffalo giving 2.5. Buffalo looked better against the Saints, but they have been much like Denver has been, kind of 1 week they're good, 1 week they're bad. Buffalo has also been very Jekyll and Hyde this year, and Josh Allen has kind of regressed as a passer, not as accurate as he was last year, making some bad decisions, and they haven't really had many breaks go their way. And Mac Jones and New England have looked really, really good. The defense is playing just out of their minds, and Buffalo just lost Trey White, so that's the best piece of their secondary that's now missing. So this, for me, is the toughest game of the week to pick. Buffalo also hasn't looked great at home this year. So I'm really torn on this one. I think I'm leaning New England, and just riding the hot team at the moment. I still think the Bills overall are probably the better team, and I really don't want New England to win, but I think they can play enough defense and continue to make Josh Allen make mistakes. Matthew Judon is having a defensive player of the year type year. And if he can force Josh Allen into some of these bad decisions, I think New England can get out of there with a victory.
Yeah, I don't know. Part of me wants to choose Buffalo. Like, I feel like this is the game that it just makes sense that the Patriots would come in, because they are, they're streaking just as much as everybody else is. Losing Trey White is massive. I don't. This is a hard one. I want to pick Buffalo. I feel like Buffalo comes out of here on top, but another part of me is saying that we're going to see the Patriots in the Super Bowl somehow. but I don't know. I think just to stay like content wise, I'm gonna go Buffalo. I just like I don't want to choose Buffalo, but I also like I don't want to choose New England because that just like it makes sense that this is the game that Buffalo would win because they've not been performing well going into this game. That it just like it's gonna be a home game. They're gonna want to be like someone's gonna have to shut New England down, and I feel like it's gonna be Buffalo.
Yeah, I mean, if I had a choice and we weren't picking every game, and I was just picking and choosing games to pick, I would just not touch this game. Like this is a brutal game to be picking. It could go definitely either way. Both teams are definitely two of the top teams in the AFC, so it should be good. At least it should be a very entertaining game. Hopefully.
Yeah, so I've been pretty big on New England ever since they started, like since their defense started playing well, and now Mac Jones and their run game is looking really good. I trust them more than I do trust Buffalo because Buffalo's laid a couple eggs this year. Buffalo does have the more explosive offense, but I just, man, I don't see I just don't see them winning this game. I also don't see this going over 43.5. I think New England shuts them down, and I think it's an underplay, but I'm going to go with New England.
Yeah. The only thing that worries me about New England is like they haven't played any like this like win streak that they've been on. They haven't really played any good teams, right? Week 9, they played Carolina. Week 10, they played who did they play week 10? No, they played Cleveland in week 10. Then they played Atlanta, and then they played Tennessee. So like they haven't really played many good teams, but they did what they're supposed to do, which was beat bad teams. And beat them convincingly. So that's what good teams do. So following that logic, they are a good team. Also, I am no longer proud of you, Derek. Emily's mom.
What do you mean? I chose your team, Kim.
You've now been shunned from the family.
I'm picking Buffalo. That's her team. That doesn't make any sense, Kim.
All right. Let's get to our locks here. Looks like Derek has locked his in early.
I'm taking the coin. I'm taking the coin. All right.
He's also trying to pull a Bryce and double up on us here. So his lock, if I could find my graphics, is the Raiders.
The Raiders.
Bryce?
We're going. You can go. Technically you're before me.
No, it's all right. You go. I'm the host. I'm directing. You can go. Unless you're not ready.
I'm not ready.
You're trying to stall for some time. Is that? Yeah.
No, I'm actually kind of struggling here.
All right. Sure. So for those who haven't watched or haven't heard us talk, our lock of the week gives us an extra win. Bryce has gotten 3 locks right in a row. I have 1 and Derek has gotten 2. And we can't pick the same team twice. So it's kind of like an eliminator pool, only we don't get knocked out if we get it wrong. So my lock this week is going to be going to a team that did not look great last week, but still pulled one out. I will be going with the Ravens as my lock over the Chargers, which means it's probably wrong. So fade me again.
Also, you mean Pittsburgh?
I mean Pittsburgh.
And I'm going to go 4 for 4.
Is he He's taking the birds. Lock the birds. Is the birds. All right.
Oh, I can't wait to lose that game.
Go birds.
So even if my Jacksonville pick does not go as planned,
he's got the backup. Okay. Yeah, he'll still go undefeated.
All right. I feel terrible about all of these picks because they seem too obvious. So we shall see how this goes. I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. We didn't really talk much after, so hopefully everybody had fun and they're feeling good. So This is our
Yeah,
turkey hangover show.
Yeah.
Any last words?
I will be back next week. I'm not on my roto phone.
The Alexander Graham Bell.
The only thing I'll say is I hope it doesn't go like the last or like most of the weeks we've done the pick'ems, because if it does, that means we are gonna be below 500 by a lot this week.
Oh, if it goes the way it's been going, we're going like 3-11, like, which is not a great look. So
I'm hoping it's not like that, and we all do pretty well this week.
Yeah, we're in. Everybody's. We just have the 2 dissension picks. So I don't have a dissension pick from you guys. So it's gonna be an interesting week, that's for sure. And I think I picked all favorites except for Washington.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Look at you.
Oh, and New England. New England, not a favorite.
Yeah, much shit.
So we shall see. Well, this show was fun as always. And we will be updating and monitoring, and then we'll be back for week 14. And for those of us playing fantasy, the last week before fantasy playoffs, so that's always a stressful time. I
need to win one more game. I need to win one, and I make the playoffs. That's all I need.
Well, this is the week. Jimmy G.
Yeah, I hope so.
Gonna pass it not to Debo because he's not there, but hopefully you picked up Ayuk at some point.
No.
No. Oh, okay.
No, I didn't.
Well, that was a mistake.
But you know what? If Ingram's taking the full load, then I got Ingram sitting on my bench.
Oh, he's going to take the full load, let me tell you.
Taking the whole load.
All right, boys. Thank you as always. It was fun. And we will catch y'all next time.
See you next time. Peace out.
See you guys.